Welcome back to the classroom, guys, with Architect Mark. And tonight we're going to talk about the final frontier of AutoCAD, which is 3D rendering. Something that you probably didn't think um, is possible within AutoCAD, but it is. And I don't really recommend going this route um, because it's very unruly, to say the least. Even with visual feedback, which we have right now, and visual controls, it's still harder than um, all of the other 3D programs in terms of rendering. So let's head on over to the classroom, spend 12 minutes there, and we'll see. Um, Maybe we'll see the entire process probably because we're just gonna discuss the ribbon anyway. So let's see, let's look at it and then start the timer and let's go. So what we have here is two cube setup, one on top of the other, and it's a pseudo structure so that we can maybe we can look at uh, what would it look like if we were rendering a two-story or a bungalow with a roof on it. So normally in my when I explain this, I use a pyramid on top so to denote a roof. But now let's go with the flat roof. Anyway, there are two um, different elements here or entities. One is a camera and the other one is a point light, which I have created using this visualize um, tab right here in the ribbon. As you can see, when you're on visualize, you have several controls very specific to rendering. We have lights, sun, and location. So this is global illumination. And then we have a material browser and mapping. We have cameras, animation paths, and motion. Yes, we can also do that here. Um, Rendering controls, and then views, which are important because we save these to save time when we find a nice looking angle. Uh, Coordinate controls, these are UCS controls, and then model viewports. Okay, so we'll not go through them in order, but only the imperative ones, which are basically um, lighting, camera, and some form of saving that as a scene, which we could choose to render. Okay, so let's first look at the light here. This is, let's look at its properties. This is a point light, colored white, is 1500 CV. I think this is Candela or Candle Power or something like that. D65 white is the color and it's positioned as such. You can actually easily see how the light would affect our model if you turn this into realistic mode. So when you move the light, you can see how much it would affect uh, our model quite easily. So as this is a very basic point light, that's um, how it affects our object. This is material in chrome, copper, and AutoCAD does does come with some materials that you can use. Of course, you can actually put your own images here to like, make your own texture, but should not have to really. So if you want to change the texture, you just basically drag this onto your model space. So let's try this flagstone on our top cube. So you just drag it and drop it onto there, and it becomes the flagstone. Which, let's choose a much more colorful one. What's this? Clear lake, clear yellow, some basic color. Oh, let's try this, the checker. So this model actually is pretty small, so that's why we're not seeing the full texture. See, the distance I just measured is just 0.34, so it's really small, like a minuscule. Okay. Now, the camera, on the other hand, see, there's already a visual feedback like this. Before, you had to assume this or uh, put one of the viewport windows onto this view. So now you already are able to preview it in real time. So this is just like how RT does it. Real time renderers do it like this. You can even check out other styles while trying out the position, the new position of the target and the camera. So that's the difference here. When you are setting up a view with a camera, you will always have a target, and the target you can move it to uh, see more of the object and then see less of it when necessary. You can actually control this field of view. See, you can put it here, like let's say I want uh, just 10 degrees. So it becomes super narrow if you want 70 degrees to make it uh, stylistic. You can also do that. So this works best when you're a little bit near. So right now that lacks a little bit of height. So let's select this. This is Z direction. Thing like that. So now the properties flyout becomes really important and quick if you want to do uh, position changes and uh, changes to the field of view like that. Even the length you can change, so it will have effect on the final image. Now, so this camera I just created one earlier and then plopped it down and then moved those about. Now to go back to that, to see that view it's already saved right now, so you can select it from this view manager, which is invoked by the command view. So let's try that. View, yep, disappears. And so we have camera one here, and then the preset isometric views, and then the orthogonal views. So let's go to camera one and set it as current, and then apply, and you will be able to see basically this is the render that we were trying out earlier in the sketchy mode or conceptual mode. Now, of course, if you hit render, it will use the realistic style. These ones are just so you see it better or with a little bit of style, depending. But when you try to render it, like here we have preset sizes with the all the important ones are here. You can choose to make your own if you needed. And then let's say we want a, this is funny, coffee break quality, renders for 10 minutes. Okay, let's try that. But that's gonna be uh, super, that's gonna be beyond our time. Let's just say we want to render low. And then hit that. So as you can see, it says here the render is complete, and that looks like uh, not a very pleasant kind of look. But it did render using the lights, then the full shadows, and then the light's pretty near. That's why we're getting a problem with the look. So let's put it up here and then try that again. View manager, camera view, camera view, set current and apply. Okay. And supposed to be a viewport is a fly out, but I tried it earlier and there was one. Is that supposed to be it already? As it, well, that's that's the primary reason why I don't really um, endorse doing this on CAD, because it's gonna be really hard for you to just um, assign the materials, position it properly, texture it properly. That's just gonna give you a headache. If you had exported your 3D model that came from here and then translated that into another program, you would definitely have a better experience. Now, I used to create 3D models in CAD and then use that as like a skeleton or base for the for Max. So I would link an actual CAD file into the program, and then if I needed to change anything, it dynamically changed as well or updated. So there are some uh, benefits to learning to 3D in CAD, and that is one of them. So I hope you had a fun time with the entire AutoCAD series. So we covered all the basic 2D and the 3D aspects of it. So uh, it might be time to move on to another program. We shall see. Um, if not, there are a few more advanced AutoCAD tricks, but we will probably save that for later. All right, see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.